out this morning to walk our cats. We've had a rough couple days. Ogie's brother, which we did not know had diabetes, went into a diabetic ketoacidosis crisis, and we had to put him down. We couldn't. That's extremely hard to get them to pull out of that. And so we are trying to acclimate her to being an indoor cat. We've bathed her. We might still have to bathe her a couple more times. And so she doesn't seem to be setting the allergies off as bad. And she's getting along with Stewie okay. And we didn't have him in the house before because Tidwig and Ogie both were from a little feral cat that we kept, and I was waiting for her to put weight on before we went to get her fixed because I thought they had to be a minimum of 5 or 6 pounds, and she got out and got pregnant and then had a litter of kittens. And of course the kids begged for these ones, and that's when my son's allergies got super bad when he was smaller, and so we built the house with the run out back for them, and that was definitely before this one came into our lives. And now that the boy is older, I think his allergies have lessened. And Tidwig was always skittish. He was sweet, but he would not come into a house without flipping out. I think it was just the wild that was in him and his mom. And so now that he has passed on, we couldn't leave Ogie out there by herself. And so we brought her in the night before, because that's when we lost Tidwig, and she spent all day in the house yesterday, and so she's crying a lot still. She's so unsure of the surroundings, but surprisingly her and Stewie have fought very little, and I think it's because when Rylan would take Stewie for walks, he would walk Stewie back by Ogie, and she would walk Ogie.
Stewie would just be out front and I would walk Ogie out.
Oh, by him? Okay.
Yeah.
So she would walk Ogie and Stewie would be out front. And so they saw each other often. So it's not like they're brand new to each other, but they're brand new in, being in the house together. They're actually doing okay. She's pacing a lot. Rylan and I are still a little bit sad this morning because it's just so weird because, you get used to doing things in certain orders, and Tidwig would always want to walk first. He was the most vocal of them. And, just his little meow and the way he would love on you and stuff. It's hard. And come on, no, you're not going in the trees. But it's weird having this tiny little cat in the house now. So, but anyway, so we're out here trying to walk them together, and they're still kind of unsure of each other, but they're not fighting. So, Stewie seemed very upset that Rylan had taken Ogie and left him. So
he was not happy
yeah,
He's not happy though that Ogie's sleeping in my room right now.
Yeah.
He's not too thrilled about that because my bed is one of his favorite places to go.
And like I said, I think once they get more used to each other, they will. We cannot let Ogie have the run of the house because she is a mouser and she catches birds. And I don't want her attacking my bird cages in the middle of the night. So she has got to stay in the bedroom during the evenings. I guess there's always the option of putting them both out into the run at nighttime too, so that they could still be outside and mousing. And once they get used to each other, she wouldn't be alone. She would be with Stewie. So
Stewie might like it actually being out there.
I think. Yep.
He gets to see that area.
Yep. I think he'd like it. So.
Of course, they still haven't put any of their stuff back in there because we never bleached it.
Well, some of it we're gonna get rid of too. Get close to her. The car went by.
Sorry.
It's all right, little one. Yeah. She's not used to being this far from the house, so she's getting a little bit scared.
Nope.
All right, let's take him back in. Come on, Stu. Come on. Come on, Stu Cat. Come on. There you go. Come on. It's okay. It's okay. Come on. Come on, Stu. Come on. There you go. Come on. Come on. Come on.
She's not as scared now. She's getting close.
Come on. So anyway, as we are grieving the loss of little Tidwig. We had him for almost 12 years, I think. It's just different. It may be kind of a blessing in disguise because my husband got his new job, and I don't think I shared with you guys. He got his new job, and he's talking about potentially turning that little cat house out there into his office. So a lot more light and brighter, and he wouldn't be in the bedroom anymore, which was kind of dark and hard for him. So we're going to downsize some of the cat furniture, but the cats could easily go out there and spend time with him during the day, which is kind of nice. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But just wanted to share. Sad week for us, but I'm very, very thankful that these guys are acclimating fairly well. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Is it a grub?
Come on, guys. What did we have?
Oh, it's a cocoon of one of those caterpillars.
Which one?
The horn.
Yes,
tail?
the hornworm.
Is that what we had found?
Well, we had to change tanks. We've had a crazy week on our homestead, guys. My 40-gallon fish tank sprung a leak, and so we are having to move tanks around, and I need the small tank that Viggo was in, and I can put him in one that doesn't hold water. And so Naya very carefully and with gloves dug him up, and then we're going to put him in the other tank so that I can take the 10-gallon for the one in my room, because we had to put I had to separate some of the fish to put them in a smaller tank because the 40-gallon one broke. And
Well,
so
you can see his proboscis.
yeah, I see it.
The what?
What he drinks out of the flowers with, that's it encased.
And then there's his wing.
Is he gonna
Yep.
hatch or something?
Not yet, he's not ready.
Not yet, but
All right, let's hurry up and get him buried again so he doesn't get traumatized. Just wanted to share that with you guys. So Viggo is doing well. All right, so here's part of what I'm trying to change. I lost Midnight, that sore on his side. He just did not heal. And I lost 2 more of my goldfish. They were all in the tank together, and so I think whatever sickness it was, they just did not get over it. My husband and I were talking about, just getting rid of the gravel, and I kept going back and forth with maybe just getting rid of the tank, because I'm tired of the heartbreak of every time, I get a few new fish in there, they get sick and then they die, in spite of all the water testing and stuff. And so, anyway, it was taken out of my hands because the 40-gallon aquarium sprang a leak right here on the side, and water was just shooting out of it. And so because Midnight had passed away, I was able to grab the 2 goldfish, the pleco, and that catfish and put them in. They were in here for 2.5 days, and there was just not enough oxygen in this little tank, especially with that tiny little filter right there. We had a bad week. Our kitty cat, our outdoor Tidwig, we had Tidwig and Ogie out there. He started not eating, and he wouldn't walk around and move. And we took him in and found out he was diabetic, and he was in a diabetic ketoacidosis crisis, which is very hard to pull them out of. And so we had to put him down. And so it was a long, bad night, and the next day I had to rush to put the aquarium together because my pleco kept hitting this, because they're air breathers, or they can be air breathers, but he was just not getting enough, and I guess he didn't like the small tank. And so because I was only able to get a 15-gallon aquarium, my daughter took the 40-gallon that broke for her hermit crabs, and I took the hermit crab one and set that one up for the fish. And so it's a much smaller tank, and I can only fit 1 filter on it right now. And so my husband loves watching catfish, and so he wanted to keep him in the bedroom. And so yesterday, because he was not looking so happy being by himself, PetSmart had a sale on fish, And so we got that one for free, and then another little catfish, and then the little neons back there. But this is only a 5-gallon aquarium, and so the rule of thumb is 1 inch of fish per gallon of water, and so this is too small. So I want to change it out, but I didn't have any other aquariums because one is there for my hammy, one is our cricket keeper, and then Rylan has one for her hammy. And so we had to move Viggo out to the one that does not hold water, which is a 10-gallon, but it doesn't hold water, so that I can move these guys to the 10-gallon. And then I can get them a bigger filter going too. And I also want to get different rocks in here so they can actually have a bacteria bed and get all of that situated. But if catfish could talk, I know that our little guy was so happy because as soon as we put these fish in here yesterday, he literally started vibrating next to them, and he has been swimming with them non-stop. So I hope I can keep them alive. I've never had, in all the years of having fish tanks, I have never had the problems that I've been having since this last year. If I lost fish, it was because I introduced a new fish and it ended up taking the whole dynamics of the tank down. But usually once it was established, I never had issues. So anyway, I hope these guys can stay alive. I love laying in bed and watching them just swim around in here. It's pretty cool. So anyway, I'll show you what the 15-gallon looks like. It's okay for now. I'm glad we did not invest the money into a bigger tank because I needed it for the vet bill. So in the future, I would like to go back to a big tank, maybe even a 55-gallon again, but I need to have space for that, which I don't. So no rush. I will enjoy my smaller tanks now with less fish, and it's okay. I mean, it keeps them healthier and it still brings me happiness. So So this setup here is a couple days later, so like the August the 26th, I think. I set up the 10-gallon aquarium and then set up the rocks at the bottom, and then we started the bacteria bed treatment that has to go for several days when you've added new fish. And so they are very happy with their new tank and swimming around, and they're still a little bit nervous here because I had just turned them loose into this new setup, but they did well. And so it was a good transition from the 5-gallon to the 10-gallon aquarium. It's funny, a lot of people say that fish don't know you and that they don't expect you, to be a constant presence in their life. But watch these little guys as I come up to the tank. Right now they're just chilling, swimming back and forth, doing their thing. But watch when I sit right in front of the tank. As soon as they see me move, they come to that one side. They know I'm a food giver. And it's so stinking cute because they all come to this one side of the tank and they're like, hey, hey. Are you guys going to come over? As soon as they see my hand move up there, they get so excited. I love watching these stupid things eat. I think the light on my camera is scaring them a little bit because usually they're right up front. One of my favorite times of the day, morning and night, when I sit here and feed these guys a little bit and just watch them zoom around this tank. Everybody's doing really well. It really is my little happy space. When the garden is covered in snow and frost, I can't get into it. We moved everything to one tunnel, so it's not like I can get out there and enjoy it. This is the next best thing. It's coming in here and watching these guys. And in the morning, I like to sit in the living room and watch my goldfish. It's awesome. Simple little lives just bring so much joy to me. They're actually getting a little bit fat. Those neons were so tiny when I brought them home, and they've got little bellies on them now. It's fantastic. I love them. I love them so much.